Hey everyone, I haven't done these in a long while or hardly ever. I thought I would do a YouTube video just raw, totally raw, no kind of edits or like anything like that. Just of myself talking and to see where this goes really. And so there's one question that I've always been asked over the years, not just because of YouTube, but I mean just generally, because I was born and raised English, yes, but I also have a middle and a last name where it's not from England. So, as you all know, my dad was actually born in Latvia many moons ago, and so I've been, well, teased and like people saying the most stupidest things and questions at me. Like, second of all, like, well, can you just change your name via default, like your last name? That's actually been asked at me once. And I said no, even though I was teased when I was at school, like at primary school or like at kindergarten or whatever it is, from when I was at school till up until probably till my early 20s, I've always had a sense of self-identity because my dad and my family were, of my dad's side, were very adamant about like, you are half Latvian, you are this, you are that. And up until a personal event had happened, I had to redefine what being English and Latvian means to me, because I'm very grateful for what my dad's family had to kind of sacrifice a lot, because my dad's family came from Latvia to London in the Second World War time and kind of like experienced a lot of things and unfortunate things as well. And so that I'm very grateful for, but that is something that I can't relate to because I haven't experienced it. My dad and my family did kind of used to talk about it, but whenever my dad used to get to know people, he would talk about for ages of how he came from Latvia and saw all these things and like stuff like that, because my dad came from Latvia when he was 7 going on 8, but he actually left Latvia when he was like 4, and so they kind of endured a lot of things where it wasn't really uncommon. And so coming back to how I had to redefine what being these two heritages mean to me or to myself, because I had an event which told me, which kind of helped me to rethink what my heritage is or my background means to me, because if my dad's family wasn't here, who else would be left? And so up until this said event, I started to coin the term Britvian. So because I was born in Britain and I had these kind of like influences or things going on that were obviously from Latvian side. And so I've had a couple of people actually who were Latvian or of Latvian descent looking at me and going, "You're Latvian, aren't you?" And I kind of respond and say, how did you know? And so they would say things and kind of notice things that I've never actually kind of thought about. And so it just kind of like slot into place for me, because I never wanted to be one or the other. I never wanted to be British or Latvian or anything else. I just wanted to be who I am and who that I have grown up with, because I have these influences that make me who I am as a person. And from when I was very young, as I've said, I've always had a case of a good positive view of self-identity, even though I didn't technically grow up with the language, really, or I never really lived in Latvia, but I was born here. But the thing is, I have these things that make myself and my family really special and really individual for what we all are as people, because like there are people that are obviously in the same position as all of us. And so, you know, I've been learning the language for for God knows how long, and I've learned so much from the play that I've been doing, and to know that I can speak it to a certain degree, and I can kind of get by with it. And so through that whole period, it kind of made me understand why my dad was the way that he was, and why that he kind of developed the attitudes that he did. And so that I now get completely. Some of it I didn't really agree with, but some of it I can kind of understand. And so, but that my dad, his views haven't really imprinted onto me, because my views are completely different to that, because I appreciate for what my heritages are now rather than what it was in the past, because the past is the past, and like everything evolves over time. And so really that's what I've learned, that it's not about carrying on with what's gone on in the past, because the past is the past, as I said, but it's about what's going on in the present right now, and how you can make of it as being the person that I am. Or because in my ancestry, I found out that I'm more Baltic than English. So, which is crazy. Yeah. So, just to sum up, like, it makes me feel so happy to know that I've learned so much for myself, and like my family haven't really imprinted their own views or given their views onto me, and I felt the same way. If anything, I felt the opposite. And so like it's just, now I feel like I understand my heritages the way that I've never done before from when I was younger, because obviously when you're young, like you don't really understand, like you don't really necessarily get it until when a said thing happens. But that's what happened in my own case. And so yeah, so that's all I really want to say, really. And so basically, to answer that question, yes, I'm English, but I also have these things that are Latvian,